Good morning and welcome back to my knitting nook where absolutely no knitting takes place because I only crochet. It is Sunday morning. It is August 19th. Yes, 19th. And another week has passed, so welcome back for everybody that's joining me on this adventure. I do have today a finished object to show you. I have a work in progress, so we'll revisit my progress I've made on that infinity scarf. What else was I going to talk about? We'll just dive right in and start. Okay, so anybody who's following me on Instagram, and I am the Yellow Swan on Instagram, so that's where I post a lot of my yarny adventure stuff. And I've been working on a mystery hat, so not really a mystery hat because it's same hat as all the rest. Except I've had a lot of people asking me for one of my hats. They want one of my hats, but no one's telling me which one or what color. I mean, they haven't even tried it on. I don't know. But my boss is actually very determined and really wants a hat. And out of all the people, I know exactly what type of hat he wears and what colors, because he's a Hokie. Like all my doctors at the clinic are Virginia Tech Hokies. So it's easy to figure out what they may or may not like. So what I did is I took that maroon color there, and I had thought about using some stripes with this golden color here, but that wasn't Hokie orange. That's more goldenrodish. I don't know. But I found this color. I can't even remember what color they call this because Heartland makes up these weird names, but it's an orange and kind of a burnt umberish kind of orange. More orange than that is more yellow. So I thought that would pair nicely with the maroon. So what I did is, so this Wanderlust beanie has these tracks in it. Let me see. I wonder if I can show you here. Let's just steal this. Gonna be a loud noise because it's gonna fall. No, it didn't fall. My little bowls that I have that hold that up. Okay, so here it is, and you can see that there are various different stitches here. And this one here, I don't even know what it's called. It's working into the third loop, so it kind of makes those tracks. And so as you can see, there's a couple that rotate down. So I figured, okay, let's just add a subtle pop of color because he's a guy, and he doesn't want a pom-pom. He's made it very clear he doesn't want a pom-pom. Why would you not want a pom-pom? Anyways, so I decided we'll just go with a pop of color. So that's what we've done here, is on those raised tracks, I've switched colors and made it orange. And I don't know how to do color work, so I just kind of started and just made it up as I went along. Typically when you do color work, you stop and start with a lot of things, but I didn't want to have that many tails to weave in because well, I didn't want to weave that many tails in because who does? But then I figured a hat gets a lot of wear and on and off and everything, and I didn't want each break to be a weak point in the hat. So I decided to somehow carry the working yarn. So even when I wasn't working the maroon, I had the orange with me, kind of, sort of. So now I flipped the hat inside out here, so let's see what you can see. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so this would have been the starting row here, and then when I switched back colors, I didn't cut it off. So when I got to this, I took the other loop and wove it up in these stitches, but then we have what I think in knitting is called floats. Matey, we can hear you licking your paws. Anyways, So I think these are called floats in knitting. I don't know if I've done the same thing in crochet. I don't know. But I'm hoping this makes it sturdier. So flipping things back inside out, I mean right side out, you can see I didn't do the initial track in orange. On the other beanie you don't usually see it because it's under my ginormous pom-pom here. So if you move the pom-pom, there it is. But I figured on this one it was so small and there at the top of the head, I almost wondered if it would make it look like a yarmulke almost. I figured it would probably look like a bullseye almost. And anyway, so I left that as the main color and then started the... So we'll see. I haven't... Oh, and so instead of working the pom-pom in the top, I cinched the top hole down, so you won't get a cold top of his head. Now, from reading the pattern, this is a lightweight yarn. It's just a worsted. It's nothing chunky or anything. So I think this was intended to be more of a, oops, sorry, yarn. Whew, fuzzies are floating. So much. So it is a fuzzy yarn. It does have a little bit of a halo to it, but it's still acrylic. So it's kind of got that woolly kind of feel to it. But it's not meant to be like a middle of the winter, go out into the snowstorm hat. It's more of your fall, cooler days kind of hat. So we'll wash it up and see how he likes it. Maybe we'll take it to work tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. So that's where I'm at with my finished object. Now, I was working on that and kind of put my Wanderlust infinity scarf on hold for a little bit, and I also had to get more yarn. So I did, and if anybody saw my Instagram posts, I think I put it on Facebook too, I'm not sure, but I talked about having cake. So cake. I made myself cake. I like cake in all forms, edible and yarn. So I had a couple people asking me what I meant by cake. So I was trying to explain, and I've already used this skein, so but it's still mostly in its initial form. So as you can see, this is just big box store yarn from Michaels, but it comes in that oblong, criss-crossy thingy here, and it's really hard to work from. If you just start working with the yarn, this oblong thing is flippy-flopping like a dead fish on the floor somewhere. I mean, yeah, because I'm lazy and I don't have like a bowl or anything, and so it just flip-flops. But don't worry, I wash everything before I give it to people. No worries. But I was feeling motivated last night and not lazy. So I unwound it. And using my ball winder, which you should be able to see here. So it's just a cheap one from Michaels. It's got a crank. I don't know if that's out of view, but there's a crank on this side, and so it winds it up. And so you get this cake form. So it's still kind of crisscrossy, but less oblongy, flip-floppy, so it can just kind of sit and peel off, okay? So it just makes it easier to work with. So that's what I did so that I could continue on the beanie, not the beanie, the scarf. So the scarf is back here. Oh, I guess I left stitches live. Whoops. Anyways, I'm out of stitch markers, so let's see. Yeah, there's one right there. Excellent. Alright, let me just make sure this isn't a live stitch before everything unravels. Okay. So here we go. Remember, infinity scarf, because the idea is it will do this, and you put it on like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, like you don't know what an infinity scarf is. I know you do. Anyways. So again, all these stitch markers on here are just progress keepers and whatnot. And then here is where I ran out of yarn at with my other skein and caked up and added my new skein. So I'm not that far along. I've started the front post, back post, and actually, wait a minute, where's my beginning? I've actually started the second row of front post, back post alternating. So this is my thickest point here. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to really see. Maybe this is right side out. Yep, that's right side out because there's those tracks. So it's going to have the same type of tracks that I had made orange in the Hokie beanie. Does that work better? I don't know. Anyways. Oh my gosh, you guys, you should see the setup I have today. So let's just take a little rabbit trail for a moment. So the first video I did was on my laptop, which we nixed that idea because the fan on the laptop was too loud. So then I'm like, okay, let's try my tablet. So I pulled out my tablet and I charged that and tried the tablet. I don't know, the picture quality, I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't know if I can adjust the picture quality, the recording rate, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually, I'm not choosing the right thing when I upload it to YouTube, but it's all grainy and almost pixelated, so I've seen a couple other people that are just starting out saying they're just using their phones, so that's what I'm doing today. Today is recorded on my phone. It's just a Samsung Android 8? I don't know. It's certainly not new. But, so I've got all my lights on, and I've got a light on over here, and it just, I felt dark. So, y'all should see this setup. Oh my god. So, I robbed the guest bedroom of its floor lamp, but it wasn't putting out enough light, so I then robbed the garage of my dad's drop light, because it's a bit, well, it's day glow, but it's a smaller form. It's not like the, anyway, so I've got it hanging from the floor light, like right here, but it's allowing me to show you more of the stitch definition, so we'll see when I upload how this works. But my goodness, you guys, it's hilarious. And then trying to find something to mount the camera to. This is also hilarious. Maybe I should try and take a picture somehow. I don't know. So my camera is being held upright by a selfie stick, okay? But I had to figure out some way to hold the selfie stick upright. So there is this little vase. It's this just a little clay vase that I got at the Goodwill. Of course we got it at the Goodwill, but it's got kitty cats on it, and the handle is the kitty cat tail. And then just sometimes my mom gets me yarn bundles of stuff at the Goodwill if it looks in good condition, because I'm going to wash this stuff anyways. It's always acrylic. But one of them had some ladies' like wooden knitting needles in it that range in various sizes, so it looks like this. I don't knit, but it makes for a cute, like we put them in the vase, so it looks like instead of flowers I've got a bouquet of knitting needles, just like this. So I just stuck the selfie stick in the middle of the needles, and it's keeping it upright. Yeah. So yeah, that hilarious. So really that, I think, is my finished object, my work in progress. I don't think there was anything else I was going to show you. I already showed you how I caked that up. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything today. I'm not sure if I'm just going to continue on my scarf or if I'm going to try and whip up a different color for somebody. There might be another Michaels run in the near future. I mean, there's always a Michaels run in the near future. We'll just wait for inspiration. I don't know. But anyways, I know this was a short video. I didn't have all that much to show you guys, but I also was curious to see how this camera recording went. So y'all have a great rest of your week. We'll see what I have for you next week, and y'all take care. Bye.